Well, folks, Elon Musk did a pretty stellar interview with Andrew Ross Sorkin of New York Times' Deal Book, in which he went off on advertisers who are pulling their money from X. On Wednesday, Elon Musk tore into what he termed people who care about looking good while doing evil. He was specifically referring to major corporate leaders who spend their days virtue signaling while cracking down on dissenting opinions and promoting harmful material. Here's what he had to say.
Tesla currently sells twice as much in terms of electric vehicles as the rest of electric car makers in the United States combined. Tesla has done more to help the environment than all other companies combined. It would be fair to say that, therefore, as a leader of the company, I've done more for the environment than everyone else, any single human on Earth.
How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about that?
Yeah, no, I'm asking you personally how you feel about that, because we're talking about power and influence
I'm saying what I care about is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil.
Musk here was explicitly talking about companies like Disney, whose CEO Bob Iger had announced earlier in the month that the Mouse House would stop advertising on X, formerly known as Twitter. Iger explained that decision to Andrew Ross Sorkin.
You stopped advertising on X.
We did.
Tell us about that decision.
I have a lot of respect for Elon and what he's accomplished, and not just, one business, but a few businesses. And we know Elon is larger than life in many respects, and that his name is very much tied to the companies he either has founded or he owns, whether it's Tesla, or SpaceX, SpaceX, or now X. Mm-hmm. And by him taking the position that he took in quite a public manner, we just felt that the association with that position and Elon Musk and X was not necessarily a positive one for us, and we decided we would pull our advertising.
This is ridiculous, of course. Disney is not pulling its advertising on X because of one of Elon Musk's tweets, a tweet he then explained and apologized for. They're pulling their advertising because they are part of an advertiser cascade that is designed to pressure Elon Musk into doing their bidding. Now, it's one thing for an advertiser to decline to be associated with any outlet or product. That happens all the time. It happens on this show, it happens on other shows. That's their right. We live in a free market. But when companies make public announcements that they are withdrawing their money, that is obviously designed to create public pressure. And the pressure in this case is for Elon Musk and X to do the bidding of groups like Media Matters, the far-left censorship group that seeks to destroy political opponents through, in some cases, outright slander. Media Matters wants Musk to censor those it doesn't like, and they are willing to astroturf secondary boycotts against advertisers to achieve that. That's why Musk is currently suing Media Matters. Disney and others pulling their money from X are doubling down on their own catastrophic woke strategies. And Disney has essentially destroyed its own stock value over the past few years by going woke. These companies continue to tell the world how proud they are to be woke. They really don't like free speech, and they especially hate any company or platform that can break their stranglehold on the media. The same media that has never been willing to say, go f*** yourself, to the likes of Disney. It's a true clash of the titans. Now, while the Daily Wire doesn't have Disney money yet, we see what Elon is doing with X as one of the most important things actually happening in the culture today when it comes to preserving free speech, which is why today we've secured a $250,000 spend for a takeover on X to promote our new feature-length comedy, Lady Ballers. We made Lady Ballers because Hollywood, aided and abetted by big tech censorship, will not make a movie about how ridiculously absurd it is that we now pretend that men can be women and allow grown men to call themselves women and then dominate women's sports. X drives the conversations in a way no other social media outlet does and provides a space to freely mock absurdities like we do in Lady Ballers in ways that other outlets won't. In other words, X is the only social media platform that allows and is attempting to even preserve free speech. Who wouldn't want to invest in that? Well, the answer apparently is Disney. Will our $250,000 cut into X's loss of revenue thanks to virtue signaling? Not much, but every little bit does help. And if we want to keep X a free speech space, it's important everyone continue to subsidize the businesses they like. As Elon so aptly put it, if Disney and others are successful in their advertising boycott, it will kill free speech. And if that happens, everybody is going to know who actually killed it. Birch Gold. Let me just tell you right now, the economy, I don't know which way it's going to go. You don't know which way it's going to go. One thing you do know is that America is running massive deficits. The national debt is running at $34 trillion at this point. In the next few years, it's going to rise about $40 trillion. That's just the way it's going to go. And that means eventually the currency is going to begin to inflate again. Betting on a thing that has never been worth zero is actually a smart investment. Diversify your savings with physical precious metals while stockpiling silver in your home safe. Birch Gold Group's most popular special of the year is on right now through December 22nd. For every $5,000 you spend with Birch Gold, they'll send you a 1-ounce silver eagle coin for free. Text BEN to 989898 to claim your eligibility right now. You can purchase gold and silver and have it shipped directly to your home, or have Birch Gold's precious metal specialists help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold for no money out of pocket. They'll send you free silver for every $5,000 you purchase. Keep it for yourself or give something with real value as a stocking stuffer this year. Just text keyword BEN to 989898 to claim your eligibility. Birch Gold, they're the people that I buy my gold from. You should too. With an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, thousands of happy customers. Now is the best time to buy gold from Birch Gold. Text BEN to 989898. Claim your eligibility for free silver on qualifying purchases before December 22nd. That's BEN to 989898. We here at the Daily Wire, we rely on ZipRecruiter. We are constantly hiring. We're constantly upgrading our staff. And that means we need great people. ZipRecruiter is the best, easiest way to do all of that. If you are a business owner and you need to grow your team, your perfect gift is simple. You want a smart hiring solution. Look no further than ZipRecruiter. Right now, ZipRecruiter is giving it to you for free at ZipRecruiter.com/dailywire. Now, you might be asking yourself how ZipRecruiter is a gift to those who are hiring. ZipRecruiter uses smart matching technology to identify the most qualified people for a wide variety of roles. ZipRecruiter lets top candidates know when they're a great match for your job to encourage them to apply. The bow on top, if you see a candidate who is a great match for your job, ZipRecruiter makes it easy to send them a personal invite, so they're much more likely to apply. Get your hiring wrapped up quickly with ZipRecruiter. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter will get a quality candidate within day one. Just go to this exclusive web address right now. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/dailywire. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/DAILYWIRE. ZipRecruiter is indeed the smartest way to hire. Go check them out right now. ZipRecruiter.com/dailywire. The vacillation and cowardice that you're seeing by the political left in the United States when it comes to Israel versus Hamas, it's mirrored by that same sort of confusion and cowardice when it comes to foreign policy more generally. This is why there's an entire piece by Ben Rhodes today, the former Deputy National Security Advisor, whose nickname, I'm not kidding you, there's a book by Tevi Troy where he talks about this. Apparently, his nickname in the White House because he was so anti-Israel was Hamas. Not a joke. That's a serious thing. He wrote a piece in the New York Times in which he goes after Henry Kissinger. Now, as I said yesterday about Henry Kissinger's death, there are a lot of things to criticize Henry Kissinger over. You can say that he made short-term plays at the expense of long-term interests, say, with regard to China. You can say that he greenlit regimes that would commit human rights atrocities, but only because the alternative was a Soviet takeover of that particular area. Now, you can make all of these claims. But what Ben Rhodes does is something deeper. He critiques Kissinger's general foreign policy understanding on the basis of the fact that he used to write novels about his cat from a Brooklyn apartment and knows nothing. And Ben Rhodes he's one of the dumbest people in American politics and has been for years. So what exactly is Ben Rhodes' foreign policy vision? He says that the conduct of global affairs has to be about maintaining image. He says, quote, "You can choose to see unexploded bombs as the inevitable tragedy of the conduct of global affairs. From a strategic standpoint, Mr. Kissinger surely knew that being a superpower carried with it a cavernous margin of error that can be forgiven by history. Superpowers do what they must. The wheel of history turns. When and where you live determines whether you get crushed or lifted by it. But that worldview mistakes cynicism or realism for wisdom. The story, what it's all about, matters. Ultimately, the Berlin Wall came down not because of chess moves made on a board of a great game, but rather because people in the East wanted to live like people in the West. Economics, popular culture, social movements mattered. Despite all our flaws, we had a better system and story. So in other words, the reason that the Berlin Wall fell, according to moron Ben Rhodes, is that we had TV and jeans, and that no foreign policy moves we made anywhere in here made any difference at all. Which is weird because depriving the Soviet Union of nearly all foreign policy resources, as well as bankrupting their economy with our defense spending, is what actually brought down the Berlin Wall. Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.